Hello, welcome to Monday's class. We got another pull workout for you today. Back, biceps, rear delts. We need our band. I was gonna say we don't need any special equipment, but band or towel, so you don't really need any special equipment, but if you have some type of band, we're gonna do those pull aparts. So I guess ideally it would be the long one with the handles. If not, the loop will work fine. Or a towel. That would be my preference of type of band. Other than that, we're just using our dumbbells. So again, not 100% necessary, but if you have a band, grab it. I'll give it just a few seconds. I usually wait till about a minute after to get started. All right, here we go. So into our same stretches we usually do, our little warm up. So feet are about hip distance apart, toes pointing straight forward, reach down, and up, tip, tip, and twist. All right, come nice and wide, toes are still straight forward, reach, and twist. Okay, all the way narrow. Okay, and then come back to normal distance, but externally rotate your toes. Turn your toes out. Reach down. Up. And twist. And last one, turn your toes inward. As you go down, let those knees kind of fall in. Tip. And twist. All right, so that's the warm-up. All right, first exercise is going to be similar to how we started our last pull workout. So last pull workout, we did a deadlift with wide feet, curl, overhead press. Today, we're just going to go with a normal, like a neutral toe position, foot position, deadlift, curl, press. So it's like a hammer curl. You're going to keep the weight sideways the whole time. So curl, press up. So it just kind of keeps moving alongside your body. So choose your appropriate weight. Now that you know what you're doing. All right, so deadlift is push your hips back, nice flat back going down. And then as you come up, hammer curl, press up over your head. Keep those weights sideways. Deadlift, curl, press. All right, keep going. Make sure you're keeping those spines long as you hinge forward. And 12. All right, so go ahead and grab your band. I'll just demo with all three here. I have everything close so I can demo today to show you. We're going to do the palms down pull apart. So if you have a long band, this would be the preferred one if you have it. It's just straight arms, chest height, and then open out, squeeze between your shoulder blades. So that's that version. If you have this kind of band, same thing, palms down, straight out from your shoulders, from your chest, and then just open out. Okay, if you have just a towel to work with, it's a lint on my mouth. You're gonna do the same move, it's just you're not gonna go anywhere. So you just pull it open, squeeze between those shoulder blades, and then relax. Okay, so all three versions are fine. Choose what you have. All right, here we go. Squeeze between those shoulder blades. my heavier weight for this exercise. If you can, we're going to balance on one leg, opposite hand. So if I'm holding the weight in my right hand, I'm standing on my left leg. So I'll just show you a little side view here. We're going to hinge forward, stay down there, and then do a bench row, okay? If you need to hold on to something just barely, you know, to keep your balance, you can do that, but still try to balance on that one leg if you can. Okay, so you're pulling up to like, put your hip bone, try to use those muscles in your back, the back of your shoulder. Okay, and then we have to switch over. So you get that hinge forward. Okay, spine is still nice and long. And then row. And 12. All right, take a quick breather. You can grab yourself a sip of water. All right, so we're back to deadlift, curl, press. So again, hinge forward from your hips, curl, push overhead. 12. All right, grab your band or towel. Okay, arms out from your chest, palms down, and open. All right, we've got our single leg, single arm, bent over row. Okay, so hinge forward. Okay, switching sides. Drop down. All right. Another quick breather, sip of water. All right, last round of these. All right, nice neutral toe position, which means kind of shoulder, hip to shoulder kind of width apart. Hinge, curl, press. the other band this time just to give you guys a demo of this. All right, so palms are in, our hands are in, palms are down, open out. All right, and our bent over row. Okay, other side. And 12. All right, take a breather. That is it for that circuit. So next one we don't need any special equipment for, just our dumbbells. All right, so we are gonna go back to same thing we did last week. We're gonna do that side lunge, so straight over. When you land, your toes are still pointing straight forward, and then you reach with your opposite arm. So reach across. It just helps you kind of sink down into the lunge a little bit. Push that hip out and step back. Okay, other side. And 12. All right. Again, we're going to repeat one that we did last week, getting that pattern overload. That's why, so there is a method why I repeat exercises a lot. Your body needs time to adapt, you know, to see changes. So if we switch everything up every week, yeah, you get a nice little cardio workout, but your muscles wouldn't respond the same. All right, so we're going to go for our good mornings. So if you did it with just body weight last week and you felt good there, you want to stay there, that's fine. Or if you want to hold just some light weights up by your shoulders, that's okay too. So really it's just keeping the weights in nice and close to your body. Hinge forward, almost like a bow. Stand up tall. Hinge, up tall. Push that butt back. Should feel this in your hamstrings and your butt. Lower back a little bit, but mainly hamstrings. Keeping that posture in your back. You don't want to round your upper back. Got a lot of weight up here, so it's going to want to round forward. So you got to use those muscles to keep the posture. Okay, and then we're going right into lateral flies. All right, both feet on the ground, both dumbbells. Just raise up shoulder height. Slowly drop it down. 11, 12. All right, a little breather. Okay, we're going back to that side lunge with the opposite hand reach. So reach over to the inside of that knee. Twelve. Okay, other one. And 12. All right, grab your weights if you're doing it for the good mornings. All right, hold it up by your shoulders. Neutral foot position. Push your butt back. All right, get your 12. And then move on to your flies. Ten, 11, 12. All right, round 2 done. All right, one final one of those. Let's get it. To the side and drop it down. And 12. Other side. And 12. All right. Good mornings. All right. Hinge forward, push that butt back. Only go as low as you can keep that spine in the right posture, that neutral spine posture. I always say flat back, but it's not technically flat, right? You got your kind of little curvatures that are naturally in your spine. But just keep that position and hold it. last of our flies. Just up to shoulder height. Elbows are not locked straight, but your arms are fairly straight. 12. All right, so that is it for those. So we are going to come down to the floor for our core work today. So roll out your mat if you have to. All right, come on down. So first one, you're going to be on your back. Now I do want this one today to be kind of more stretchy for everybody. So even if in the past you've done straight legs, today I want you to go feet on the floor, knees bent, arms out, and just get all the way over to one side, get a good stretch on that hip and oblique, and then pick it back up and all the way over to the other side. Okay? We did a fair number of kind of lower back things, so let's be gentle with the lower back here and get a good stretch too. 12 on each side, just nice, slow and steady reps. You don't necessarily have to pause at this side, but make sure you're getting all the way down. Those knees touching on both sides. Okay, once you finish your 12, you're going to walk your feet in. Last week we did a wide bridge. Today we're going to walk in narrow. Okay, so feet, knees all the way together. You'll probably notice you don't get up quite as high on this one, but as long as you're getting up as high as you can, squeezing that butt, pause for a second, drop it back down. Squeeze and down. Keep those knees together. You're going to want to pop open a little bit, but squeeze those thighs together. And 12. All right, and our final exercise, instead of the pelvic tilts that we've been doing for a while, we're still going to do like an inner unit kind of exercise, but it's a belly breath. So basically you take a big breath in. As you do that, your belly actually blows up like a balloon. Try to expand it as big as you can. Fill up that belly with air. And then as you exhale, it flattens everything down, okay? So you don't necessarily have to tilt your pelvis, but you do squeeze everything internally. Okay, so big breath in, blow that balloon up, and then exhale. Squeeze everything real tight. Big breath in, squeeze. Make sure you're nice and slow on this one. Make sure when you're squeezing, you get everything. Total exhale, everything squeezing. Hard to talk and do this one at the same time. Inhale. One more, big inhale. Blow that balloon up and exhale. All right, get your breathing back to normal. And then we're back to our side-to-side windshield wipers. Going for range of motion today. Nice good stretch. Get those spines moving. back up. Everybody slides down on that one usually. All right, and then we've got our feet and knees pressing together, narrow, bridge, push up. And 12. All right, and then we've got our belly breaths. So blow it up like a balloon with a big inhale. And exhale. Squeeze. I even use my hands a little bit here to like squeeze everything together, especially if you've had babies and you have any separation in your abs. That kind of helps kind of mend everything back together. So you do want your muscles to be doing the work, but a little guidance there with your hands helps. Big breath in. Exhale. Last one, big exhale. All right. Back to the windshield wipers. Full range of motion here. So we got 4 more each side. Two more. 12. All right, slide up again. Bring your feet and knees all the way together and bridge. And 12. All right, so last of the belly breaths. Find your kind of neutral position here with your pelvis. Big breath in and exhale. Inhale, fully exhale. Last one. up to the seated position, legs stretched out in front of you, and we'll get into our stretches. All right, just fold over. Okay, bottoms of your feet touch, knees fall open. Okay, and then we have our 90-90 position. 90-degree angles in both knees. Lean forward. Okay, switch over sides. Okay, and then come into child's pose. So come over on your hands and knees and then push your hips back. Slide your hands out. Okay, and then hands and knees up tall. Arch your back up, Howling Cat style. And then drop it down. Just alternate back and forth. Okay, and then come up to our half kneel. Whatever knee is on the ground, that's what arm goes up and over. Okay, switch sides. All right, come up from the floor and then pull your leg up behind for your quad stretch. All right, other side. Excellent, and our final stretch for the day, as usual, grab your hands behind your back and then pull your shoulders back. Try to squeeze between your shoulder blades. Whoop. Perfect. All right. Excellent job yet again, ladies. I will see you Wednesday, same time. Take care.